Alright. This is technically take two. Because, just like the rest of my day, this thing is like just. Okay. You are a tripod. So try working like a damn tripod. And I spilled half my freaking tobacco. What the hell? And I spilled half my freaking tobacco. What the hell? This has been an all day thing. Alright, so. Oh, hello, viewer. Smoking some Flying Dutchman in a king size Scorty pipe, which unfortunately you can't see well because the lighting out here sucks. This is how most of my day has gone. Have you ever had one of those days? You have your plans, you have them set. Really, nothing should get in the way of them. And then that son of a bitch Murphy comes along, just fucks up everything. Murphy came to visit. What's up, brother? What are you doing? Be cool. What are you doing? Be cool. Am I not being cool? Ah. So the wife and I just came from the brewery that I work at. And just like the rest of the day, the first beer that I got served, I ordered a porter, half of which ended up being an IPA. Bartender comes over like 5 minutes later, is like, "Did you notice anything funky with your beer?" And I was like, "Well, I thought for a porter it was a little hoppy." She's like, "Yeah, half of that is the IPA." She's like, "Do you want me to get you another one?" I'm like, "No, this beer like fits my day." That's the kind of day I had where it was just, you know what? I'm just gonna take the beer that I get because at least I'm getting a beer. Yeah, this Saturday was messed up. I just joking. Uh, you know, honestly, dude, I'm like so wound up right now. I don't even know. Like, I'm probably gonna get the joke later, but right now, like, for some reason, stuff is just not clicking with me. And it's sad. It's like I have all this endorphins and shit pumping in my head that's just like, what else is gonna go wrong today? I'm thinking tomorrow should be better. Should. Hopefully. I did accomplish some stuff, sorting out things in the basement, getting things organized. That was something I could actually check off my list and was like, hey, at least I accomplished something today. But the rest of it was like mindless driving, back and forth, not having certain things in place, just I was working on a lawnmower. Grabbed the owner's manual for it. And I was like, oh, the guys at Tractor Supply, they can find out what belt I need, what part goes to this. So I get there, and they're like, oh, which one of these 20 models on the front of this manual is it? Dude, I don't know. This is the one that came with it. What size deck does it have? And, they're asking these questions like this is shit I should have already known. I've never had a riding lawnmower in my life. So I drive 12 miles back to the house, look around, take some pictures, actually find some like part reference numbers and crap. Then realize that the brother in law who's been working on it, oh wow, he's been buying the wrong part for the wrong deck this entire time. No wonder he's burning out belts left and right. And I go back to the shop. Guy looks it up, doesn't have it in stock, has to order it. Of course he has to order it. I've only spent like 3.5 hours working on this lawnmower. Keep in mind it's a 45-minute drive out to the house, one way. So that's an hour and a half of my day already. It's about 20 minutes to get to town, the nearest town, to like get parts and shit. I made that trip like what, 4 times altogether. Ugh. Yeah, that's the kind of day that I had. On the upside, I did get some sweet ramen. Some fried wontons. Eventually, I had some good beer. And at the end of a day like today, you know, bar food can be pretty darn good. So, viewer, I don't know if you're still there or not because YouTube tends to lie to me, but if you are, what you up to? What you smoking? Where you from? Because I need some good news. It'd be nice to know that somebody out there had a good day. So, trying to be positive. I'm pretty stoked about these pipes. This is a nice smoker. I just picked this up yesterday. Fits really nice. You know, it's cool. Has some thick walls on it. I never understood the back and forth between smooth and rusticated. Some people say, well, if it's rusticated, then it's obviously flawed. It had too many pits. It wasn't smooth. Meanwhile, I'm just like, looks perfectly fine to me. Smokes well. It's doing its job. looks amazing. It's almost like rustication is the Western equivalent of wabi-sabi. Finding perfection in an item's imperfections. Honestly, I'm not sure why I keep going back to Flying Dutchman, but I do keep going back to it. I think it just has a really nice balance of what I look for in a good pipe tobacco. So there's not going to be a hold my beer if you haven't seen my previous video. The obsessive redneck is out of town at Drill. We weren't able to do a show last weekend either. Hopefully, this doesn't become like a regular thing. Missing it, not the actual show. You know, we're aiming at that becoming a regular thing. City's been a little crazy the last couple days. Yesterday we had like a uptick in people getting kicked out and banned from our facility. We had like one meth addict that was running around there today that I heard about, and some dude that was on ecstasy or Molly or MDMA. I don't know what's going on lately. People just, is it the election? Is it the news? Is it global warming? I don't know. Just seems like people are acting out more than they used to. Has anyone else ever considered that maybe doing live feeds or YouTube videos in general is like a source of therapy? Maybe I should do one of these, like sitting on one of those couches, acting like the camera's at some therapist with a clipboard. Where I think, you know, the guy's taking notes, but in reality, he's like doodling naked pictures of his assistant or something. Hello, viewer. Welcome to my impromptu therapy session. Oh, guess you're gone. Must have like a bad connection or something. It's probably on my end. Haven't really fixed the internet yet. Oh, welcome back. Unless you never left and YouTube is just lying to me. YouTube tends to lie to me. It's amazing some of the crazy shit that it puts in my feed. Like, hey, you want to watch Alex Jones? No, no, not really. And I don't know why you think I want to do that. What are you enjoying smoking tonight? If you are having this king size Escorty, first time smoking it. It's phenomenal, by the way. Don't know how long this is gonna last. It's got a big bowl on it. Smoking some Flying Dutchman, a blend I keep going back to. Although all week it's been Haunted Bookshop. I think just in keeping with the holidays. Flying Dutchman, though, I think it's just a nice balanced blend of, there's not like a aggressive aroma of whatever topping they put in it. There's no tongue bite. It's just a really good blend. Smoking some Three Nuns and Old Dr. Grabo. Rick Britton. All right. I worked my way through some Three Nuns. Is it one of the newer Three Nuns where they added like Latakia and Perique, or is it the older one that? How do you define older one? So the ones recently put onto the market are supposed to be like the original Three Nuns, whereas what we had in the States wasn't actually the right blend. So is it one of the two that they just added to the US market? I guess is what I'm asking. You know, I tried really hard to like the original the Three Nuns that's been out on the market the last couple of years. I wanted to like it. And I don't know, it wouldn't grow on me. It just wasn't doing it. A buddy and I, we finally had our Tolkien C.S. Lewis pipe discussion uh, where we were smoking Capstan Flake, Three Nuns, discussing books that we wanted to, stories we wanted to work on, things like that. It was a fun night. But honestly, like neither one of them like really did it for me. Like the Capstan just I don't know, it kind of like lacked any flavor, aroma, like just didn't appeal to me. The Three Nuns, occasionally I would enjoy it, but not to the extent of like most other tobaccos that I enjoy. I agree, it is my second bowl ever. I am normally an arrow smoker. Oh, yeah, totally understand. Um, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I did a video that Confessions of an Aromatic Lover. And yeah, I always tend to go back to the aromatics. I Depending on what you get, and I tend to stick with like Sutliff. Most of them have a really nice room note. They taste good. Don't get any tongue bite. They smoke well. And really, that's kind of what I'm looking for in a pipe tobacco. I have a really hard time with English blends. Like I have found some English blends that I really like. I like Bulldog, um, Maltese Falcon. I think is really good. Father of the Flame I enjoyed, but I don't think that's. I think that's more of a Scottish blend than English. But yeah, lately I've been learning that I like the vapor burley mixes. Throw in some Cavendish, and I'm probably gonna fall in love with it. I actually ran into a fellow pipe smoker the other day. Although I'm not sure if he's a pipe smoker or a pipe collector. But went to the local antique mall where I bought this guy along with three of his siblings. And there's a gentleman there who was looking for the booth that I had. He's like, "Hey, are you the guy that had the booth that was right down here?" And I said, "Oh, the one with all the typewriters." And he's like, "Well, no, the pipes that were there." Of course, I rolled my eyes and I was like, "Of course, it's going to be like the cheaper thing that was at the booth. You know, the one thing that I didn't really care if it moved or not." So we're standing at this other booth. The guy who runs that booth is constantly like bringing in new pipes that he gets from estate sales, but he doesn't clean them up. He doesn't polish them. He doesn't do salt. He goes straight from the estate sale to his booth. But on the upside, they're fairly cheap. And he's standing there with a bag full of pipes. And he's putting them in his booth, and as soon as he sets them down, I grab them. I'm looking at them. I'm setting some aside. I'm setting some back. And the other guy's asking me about some freestyle Dr. Grabo that apparently I had, which didn't sound familiar. But a few minutes later, I handed him a business card, and I was like, "Hey, I also have this pipe channel on YouTube. Check it out." He starts talking about Matches A60. Where I'm from, this is like a rare occurrence. It's like somebody else who smokes a pipe. uh, doesn't happen around here. As far as the local shops tell me, it's like, yeah, it's a bunch of like 80, 90-year-old guys and you. So, anyways, we're supposed to hang out Tuesday. Uh, he wants to buy one of the Captain Black pipes that I was able to get my hands on. chit chat about pipes, and he was talking to me about Haunted Bookshop and how it was named after a book that surprisingly I'd never heard of. Don't know how I missed that connection. But I didn't get pulled into YTPC from matches. I found some mutton chop, and he pointed me in the direction of some English blends, and I found Gribbly, and then through Gribbly I found uh, Derek Tan. But yeah, matches for me like came way later. Like there's several matches A60 videos that I have yet to see. And I would actually say that most of his videos I've never seen. But that's what happens when somebody's been on. Like I've seen some videos. It's like, oh, loaded 6 years ago. All right. Um, Odds are he's going to be talking about tobaccos that don't exist anymore, thanks to the FDAA, Food and Drug Administration assholes. That's one that's really been bugging me lately. I know people were bugged by it a long time ago, but I keep looking at a lot of the stuff that's going on now, and it's like, really, that's all you have to be concerned about? A really super teeny tiny portion of the economy of the population. Meanwhile, uh, the Cheeto in chief, he finally admitted that there's a problem going on with the opioid medications. And yeah, this this weird stuff, these laws that there's, I don't know. I should just come up with a list of laws that just make absolutely no freaking sense whatsoever. Like, okay, these tobaccos are certified. They're okay. They've been cleared. They've been shipped to our facility. But if we put them together, there's a problem. That's the part I don't get. I've heard several people on different podcasts talking about this kind of thing, where they're like, "Yeah, we had there was one shop that was on Pipe and Tamper. They had to get registered as manufacturers because they blend tobacco in their shop. Most places weren't willing to do that, so they just stopped blending tobaccos. In the meantime, I'd like to think about it like beer. You know, before the '80s, couldn't even make beer at home, which I think is like really messed up. But you you look at pipe tobacco, you can blend pipe tobacco at home. It's not like somebody's going to kick in your door unless you're selling it to other people. But the amount of stuff that these shops are having to go to, it's odd. I don't know what to think of it. I finally found a trunk today that I want to use for the tobacco vault. Yes, vault. The container where I'm going to put tobacco, basically for the apocalypse. So I've got some Syrian Vintage by McBaron. The McClellans that I have left, which are very few, very, very few. Basically, I got like one order of McClellans in before they decided to go under. And that was all I got. I got a tin of Frogmorton that I smoked a few bowls of, and I really didn't know what to think of it at the time. So I jarred up the rest of that. Then I have all the other Frogmortons. I have my one last can of Deep Hollow, which you know that was instantly a favorite of mine. Really enjoyed that blend. Now it's gone. I've got a few others I'm going to throw in there. So when the world goes to shit, I'll be cracking that thing open. Well, might as well smoke these. Nothing matters anymore. And I've been keeping up with the news lately, and you want to understand why so many people are on antidepressants and watch your news. That's beer, and it's not very good.
No.
You can try it. I've been working my way through it just to reuse the bottles.
Was a yes.
Sure.
Hold on, I'll come back out as a real.
Okay.
Do you want some really bad beer?
Yes. Wife found the actual bottle of beer that I made. Did not turn out well. Don't have the heart to dump it. Therefore, I just drink through it so I can reuse the bottles. So, things that have been going on lately. Oh, God, the election. No, I'm going to skip the election. I'm not going to talk about that because the one viewer I have probably going to lose you if I talk about that crap. No, I'm more concerned about the things that they're not really talking about, which is basically Russia and China working behind the scenes to trade in things besides the dollar. And China just dumped a bunch of US bonds. And it's only a small percentage of like what they actually own, but it was enough to send a message, or at least I think that's what they're trying to do. And of course, our guy's not listening. Now, China went to Saudi Arabia recently. We're talking with the Saudi prince, trying to convince him to sell oil to them using the yuan. Iran's already doing it. You know, they signed a three-way agreement with Russia and China. And Russia and China, they've been either they're mining the shit out of their country, or they're on the market buying up all the gold and silver they can get their hands on. Meanwhile, it seems like they're just like gutting out the country. I don't get it. It's like they're just letting Wall Street run around crazy, trying to grab whatever money they can get their hands on. And the joke is the sad but serious joke is that China and Russia get their way, our dollar's not going to be worth anything. It doesn't matter how much money you're going to have. And I think that's the real kicker. Thank you. Somehow this bottle came out better than the rest. Not by much, but it's not as bad. Someone said, what?
Meat.
Meat?
Like tuna, or no, not tuna, spam.
Apparently I make beer that smells like spam.
Bologna.
Everyone's got their talent. So anyways, lonely viewer, I think this bowl is about done. I'm tired of griping and complaining about my day. So hopefully you're having a good night, better day than I've had. Take care of yourself. Keep on typing.